Greetings, viewers. Got another video here today by Everybody Loves Adventure Link, just Adventure Link. I guess the former wouldn't apply, if you like to get all offended or upset or pissed off over what I post. But with that being said, today's video is going to cover how to bench test a relay. Now, first and foremost, this is not the typical relay that you would pull out of the fuse box of your vehicle. Rather, this is the kind of relay that I use during my relay rigging projects. But for purposes of this video, let's just pretend that this is a relay that you pulled out of your vehicle, or you want to attempt a relay rigging project and you have a relay for it. Also, I do know that EricTheCarGuy made a video on how to bench test a relay, but one thing that he did that I didn't like was that he immediately applied power and ground to the relay coil to check for clickage, which is something I don't do. I personally like to check the resistance on the coil just in case it's shorted, so that way you don't blow something up. Because remember, safety, quality, structural integrity, the right parts for the right job, and doing the job right the first time, every time, are all number one. With that being said, relays typically have these little pinouts. I don't know if you all can see it out there real well in YouTube land, but it does show that it does use the standard ISO pinout. 85, 86 is the coil. 30 is your relay contact common. 87 is the normally open contact. 87A is the normally closed contact. Now if we flip it over again, see, there's all your pins. Now to bench test your relay, tools you'll need are a DVOM, a couple alligator clips if you're doing this one-handed like I am, and a relay test power source, which I took this Radio Shack power adapter. It's one of those 12-volt bricks that you guys probably can't see very well because the flash is interrupting it, but it's 12 volts at 500 milliamps. And in this regard, I have little alligator clips hooked up to it so I can apply power and ground when we're ready to. With that being said, we're going to put alligator clips on 85 and 86. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, especially if you're doing this with two hands, but this is easier for me because I'm doing this one-handed. Now you want to take your DVOM, put it on the ohm scale, and it should say OL, ouch, open, infinite, etc. Take one of your leads, put it in the hole for one of the relay pins. Don't worry if it falls over. It's probably just a weight thing. Alright, I'm just going to pre-position this alligator clip. Now it's all the way up, so we're still going to apply the contact, the relay coil, and the alligator clips. As you can see, we have a very healthy 84 point, fluctuates between 0.4 and 0.6, and I just saw an 85. But in general, as long as you get it at least between 80 and 100 ohms, bare minimum being 60 ohms, your coil's good. Now there are higher resistance coils, there are lower resistance coils, but in my rule is that if you get lower than 60 ohms and you test the coil, there's something wrong. Now we're going to take our alligator clips, move them to pins 87, A, and 30. So we're going to do that now. Okay, as you can see, I have one going into pin 30, have the other lead going into 87A, and I get a nice healthy resistance of between 0.1 ohm and 0.3 ohms, which is normal. I guess anything up to 1 ohm is good. Anything higher than that, or if it's an open or whatever, your relay may be bad if you're going to use 87A. But other than that, we're going to take the 87A lead and move it to pin 30. And it says overload, which is normal because we don't even have the relay coil energized. Now, if you do get a resistance of any kind at this point, you should discard the relay, as the contact is most likely shorted together so it's now closed 100% of the time on the normally closed contact, even while the relay coil is de-energized. Now, we're going to apply power to 85 and 86, which is the relay coil. It doesn't matter which way you put power and ground. You can power 85 and ground out 86, or put power through 86 and ground out 85. It does not matter. It's just a coil. So we're going to go ahead and hook our power up now. Alright, so now we got power and ground on 85 and 86. Now we're going to apply power and disapply it. And you should get a nice healthy clickage. If it does not click on and off when you take power and ground on and off of it, you have a problem, and the relay should be discarded. Now, with power applied 100% of the time to 85 and 86, we're going to now stress test our contacts. Okay, so now we got power and ground applied 100% of the time to pins 85 and 86. As you can see, I'm only using one clip this time, because I didn't want to blow anything up by shorting out all the clips. Because remember, safety, quality, structural integrity, proper tools for the proper job, and doing the job right the first time, every time, are number one. Gee, didn't I already say this? But it always has to be said because that's what I believe in. Now we're going to take 87 and 30. We're going to apply resistance, or we're going to test it out rather, with our ohm meter. And as you can see, because of my movement, see, we got a nice healthy very low ohm reading of between 0.1 and 0.5, and just saw 0.0. Anything higher than 1 ohm at this point, your relay should be discarded, because you may have a high resistance and it may screw with something. Now we're going to stress test pin 87A and 30. So we're going to do that now. Alright, 87A and 30 now have the ohm meter on it. You should now see a nice OL. If you do not see this OL and you see any kind of resistance reading, discard it, because 87A and 30 are shorted together, which is probably why you didn't hear the click in the first place. This was it on my video on how to stress test the relay. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, etc. about this video, hit me up in the comment section. If you want to see more videos like these, as well as rants, stances, repair videos, vlogs, and as of late reviews, hit the subscribe button at the top of my video, or any other video that I have. It's not hard. You will be subscribed to me. See any new videos that I have, it will be in your news feed. And of course, you all can always go over my old videos as well. This has been Adventure Link. Going to close out this video as always by quoting Eric the Car Guy. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. See you next time.